Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Wednesday, June the 4th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to open higher this morning with ASX futures up around 0.25%. Similar moves were made on global stocks overnight while the European stocks ended higher as investors were buoyed by an easing eurozone inflation read, potentially paving the way for further rate cuts. Investors on Wall Street focused on positive jobs data in the absence of any developments on the trade and tariff front. All major indices gaining, with mega-cap tech stocks doing the heavy lifting, led by Nvidia. Chipmaker Broadcom hit a fresh record high after the company said it had begun to ship its latest networking chip that aims to speed up AI. Shares of Wells Fargo were trading higher after the US Federal Reserve announced the bank will no longer have to operate under a $1.95 trillion asset cap the regulator imposed in 2018. Shares of Kenvue, which makes consumer health products, they rose after it said it was destocking products due to uncertainty over tariffs. It later then fell heavily. Dollar General shares surged as the discount retailer raised its annual sales forecast after surpassing quarterly sales expectations. Pinterest rose after JP Morgan raised the stock to overweight from neutral, and Reddit fell after the social media platform suffered an outage, while US listed shares of BHP and Rio fell, tracking copper prices lower as factory activity in China missed expectations. Well, US job openings increased in April, but retrenchments also increasing at the same time, a sign of a slowing labour market. Job openings rising 191,000 to close to 7.4 million. And in other data, US factory orders dropped sharply in April, falling 3.7%, with commercial aircraft orders plunging more than 50%. Meanwhile, the Trump administration reportedly wants countries to provide their best offer on trade negotiations by tonight. This comes as the president is due to sign a directive to double steel and aluminium tariffs to 50%. Longer-dated US Treasury yields dipped as investors awaited updates on tariff talk and budget negotiations. The yield on the 10-year falling to 4.45%, and the 2-year was up to 3.97%. And the US dollar has rebounded from a 6-week low against the euro, as eurozone CPI data in May fell to 1.9% year on year, with core inflation falling from 2.7 to 2.3%. And the Aussie dollar trading at 64.7 US cents, while Bitcoin is trading at around 105,500 US dollars. Oil prices have climbed to a 2-week high amid an escalation of the war between Russia and Ukraine, while the US looks set to keep sanctions on Russia and Iran in place for longer. Brent crude futures rising 1.5% to $65 a barrel. Copper's little changed, as is iron ore, which is at $97 a tonne, and the gold price has fallen from a 4-week high, with US gold futures 0.5% lower at $3,377 an ounce. Locally today, we get the GDP read for the March quarter with consensus forecast for annual growth of 1.5%. And Coronado Resources is due to hold its AGM. That's your day ahead. See you again tomorrow.